Hello, welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll. I am DM Scott. With me, as always,
Killian, playing Maven, Corpse Flower, a Circle of Spores druid who is kind of getting the heebie-jeebies from this library, not going to lie to you.
And Mick playing the Worm, Gnome Relic Hunter, newly joining the crew, or hanging out with them at least.
Chris playing Viet, on the hunt for some fingers.
right.
When you say it out of context. And Catherine playing Juniper Swift, who is super into this library right now. So
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm so happy everyone's here. Hopefully everybody's had a great week. Here in Minnesota, we are definitely getting some weather, but we're all inside and warm, which is the important part. So before we dig in, Killian, we have some brief announcements.
Yes. I'll kick us off here. Yeah, one big announcement. Well, it's like the same announcement I do every week, but I think that it bears repeating. We have a Redbubble store, and the link to that is down below. If you want some cool Down with Dragons mugs or t-shirts, I'm still working to get Maven on a pillowcase. Well, actually, you can get her on a pillowcase, but they're decorative. I want one you can sleep with. Anyway, you can
body
get
pillow?
all of, yeah. That would be everything, actually. I want one. I would sleep with that, to be honest. But you can get all of those things besides the body pillow down below at our Redbubble store. There's a lot of really cool stuff. I have not looked at it recently, but I did just buy my mom a clock with Maven's face on it because I'm that child.
Aww.
So if you want any interesting gifts for your friends or something for yourself, go ahead and check out our Redbubble store. It helps out the show and you get something really cool out of it. So
Awesome.
take a look.
Catherine, you have a real quick announcement as well.
I do. I just wanted to give a shout out to Level 1 Gamers for the awesome mugs that we have all received. I gave everybody mugs for Christmas presents. They're amazing. If you can't read them, go look at their website because they're awesome and they're the perfect size.
I just had hot chocolate in mine. Big fan.
They are the right size because you can get a full cup of coffee plus creamer in them without
Yes.
having that weird, like, oh, it's not enough coffee. You know?
Exactly.
And I'm not enough of a man to have black coffee. I have fruit coffee.
Me too.
That's been said. Yep, that's on the internet forever.
Add that to
Love
the
it.
list of weird qualifications for manhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. I can admit that I like good tasting coffee. How about that? Maybe
Shocking.
that bringing it
Really.
back around.
Hot take.
Nope.
Scott likes
Okay.
coffee that tastes good.
Okay. So let's dive into this TPK. This next episode. Yeah, there might be consequences. Ripples in the water. Like I
No.
But level 1 gamers, level 1 gamers.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love this cup, and no one will steal it in my house because it's mine. All right. So diving in to this next episode, last week, we were graced with being relieved from the scorching desert, only to be underground for some, a not so good thing. But with quick thinking from talking with Juniper and the Black Staff kind of helping with a little bit of a spell to calm Viet down. And the group kind of reconvened in this safe space as Maven, still kind of reeling, went off with Talcia and had kind of a girl's moment or a queen's moment, whatever you want to call
Kiss.
it.
You know.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Frenemies, whatever.
Mhm. Enemies
and-
to lovers.
Yeah. And then eventually introducing our new character temporarily, Mick, who's been playing Oliver the Worm, our dungeon delving archaeologistic historian extraordinaire who showed up with Leech. And very quickly, some bonds were made over Galton eggs between him and Viet, and a meal shared by all. Eventually, some research was done with an arcane illusionary projection of a archival person who kind of was connected to the city and could give them information. A lot of information was given about the city, about the state of things, and how long the city's been there. And over the course of that, Talcia discovered that the illusionary emitters crystals weren't powered up, which was kind of weird. And there was a little bit more information than probably should have been given because, maybe there was a deity pushing on their side of the leverage. And then it shut down. And since then, and as we dive into this episode over the course of the next few days, everyone slowly takes turns talking to this archive, this kind of leonine figure, almost 7, 8 feet tall, in kind of a mixture of comfortable, almost ceremonial armor. And they are not getting nearly the amount of response that they were getting before. Many questions are asked to some degree of frustration and not. And over those days, there is questions asked about the dragons specifically and any tools or weapons or information where they could look for that. What I would like, because in our off time, everyone has kind of, to speed this part up, submitted some questions and ideas and things like that. Would everyone roll me just a flat D20 and just one by one, let me know the result.
3.
15.
Ooh, 16.
11.
Put you down.
For Talcia, Theobald.
15. I think I was on mute.
Nope, I got you. All right. So yeah. So over the course of this time, it's been about, let's just see how long it took to get this information. There were some good rolls and there were some not so good rolls. About 2 days of just kind of everybody taking their turns. I'm assuming Oliver, the worm, would spend time when he's not trying to talk to the archive illusion, that he's doing his own research, looking at the items he brought back, especially the one that's still locked, like just looking at all of those items and doing his own research, as well as when he gets his turn with the computer.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll come back to that part. What is Viet doing when it's not his turn to talk to the archive?
Checking on Murdet.
Okay.
Double checking the wards, or right, not the wards, but he's right.
Yeah.
This area they're in, checking entrances, exits.
Yeah. And Talcia keeps recasting whenever it's needed to maintain that illusionary mansion that you all are living in. And that is where there's a lot of, there's a room just dedicated to research that probably the worm is in, and Talcia is in and out of as well. But
and Viet's probably getting a little frustrated. Like, we need to go get fingers. So, he understands that we need information, but he's chafing a bit at the bit.
The man
He's
of
got
action.
that 10 days is kind of rattling around in his head too. So
All right, fair. What would Maven be doing when she's not having her turn at the archive? Where would she be at?
Maven is with Worm looking at the artifacts. Whatever Maven's a big nerd, so she's very excited to be up close and personal with some of these relics. So she's touching them, sniffing them, doing all the licking them. I don't know, all the things that a good geologist does. You know?
That's actually very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they're absolutely. So yeah, you're spending a lot of your downtime as well doing research. How about Juniper?
Having an emotional crisis. Probably looking at some of the relics, but not really. That the relics aren't really her jam. It's after a small emotional struggle of taking out the sword the first time and trying to remember what Callan had taught her about using it, she'd probably try and continue to work on that by herself.
Okay.
if Viet would see here, then he might, right? Just like he helped with Leo.
Yeah.
Probably be gentler with June than he was with Leo, though.
Yeah, and so yeah, let's you know what, just for how we're gonna touch on each of these quick little scenes, everyone roll me initiative. I know I just had your rolls, but that was more for the archive and how helpful it was, because you're basically asking DOS command words, and that's how responsive it is. If you don't know what you're asking, it doesn't give you the information you want.
This might be where Viet might be helpful. Break it down to machine language. Some MIPS.
So, initiative.
Did you hear me say 8?
I did not.
Rolling great tonight, guys. This is gonna
get
be
the
great.
bad ones out. Just get the bad ones out. 7 or 6 for
6. Yeah.
Maven.
18 for the worm.
18 for the Mad Hammer.
Both of you, real quick, roll again.
Now I'm back on track. 4.
And 17 this time.
All right.
Worried me for a minute there.
All right. So, starting at the top. Oliver.
Yeah.
So, you are just coming back from your time with the archive. You have gotten some useful information. It took several hours of asking questions and then kind of asking questions against it, because you very quickly realized that the archive of the city is damaged. It cannot sense every area of the city. You very quickly realized, like, before you got that map of the entire city and had all these things, and everyone tried to remember what they saw. You've realized, because of the length of time it's been here and the state of probably damage or years gone by without any kind of maintenance or recharging of magic, there's very little and sparse areas of that map that actually are still lit up and giving information. But taking what you did, especially with the roll you made, you are able to kind of both remember and use that to cross-reference through your questions. You do have a few spots that both were lit up from before and lit up now that might be promising for either information or tools or like weapon, anything to combat dragons, information on them, or just more information on the history before. There are a few key locations. One of them being the Ark Repository, and the other one being the prototypical testing armory.
Did I get any sense of what any of those things mean?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. That's sadly disappointing for the worm there. 9.
9. Details? No, you're not sure. But just for the fact of a few locations that it brought up in your queries about information about the dragons and where they can be found, or tools or anything like that, they lined up with a place you remember seeing on the map. And so it's at least worth checking into. The city is far more magically advanced than anything that's current in our civilizations on Karat.
Okay, I think Oliver would be focused on a stake through the heart of the dragons mostly, and secondarily, or actually primarily, something to get back to normal for the world.
Yep. So and literally, I have in here, just from all of the questions kind of stacked together, I have weapons, tools, information in that order for how that would fall in importance. So it would feel very promising of those two specific locations would be like, we should check these out. And they are deep down into the city, and there is a little bit of a journey because there is a lot of area in between that there is nothing. It is all dark. It is kind of like the grayed out blueprint of what the city once was. But the computer very quickly tells you that, like, it is like this section has not had information for the last 1,000 years. And this section, and so just in your own experience of what you've seen in the area, there are creatures that have taken up residence. That the insectoid, humanoid creatures that have a colony up above, they traverse down into here every now and then, and they have looted and potentially damaged or caved in. Like, you never know. And so that it is not a clear path, but you do know that area is probably worth checking out, and so is that one.
Okay. I think the Arc repository seems the most compelling.
Yep.
At the moment. And I would so we already have some kind of weapons against the dragons. What we need now is intelligence, is information. I think we need to head to the Arc repository.
I am needing something to cut off pieces of dragon.
Indeed. Yeah. Dragons.
Kelsey will kind of nod at you, Oliver, and just be like, I believe that's kind of what he's getting at, is that this might be a place that has the right tools or information to allow us to do just that there, Viet. Why was that Irish?
Actually, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. But
sorry.
From everything we got, that's as good as anything. It looks promising. And Viet, when it comes time to cut some dragons, fingers or whatever, you're the man.
Just for a reminder, out of the three of you, who is it? Maven who has the dagger? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
I would like to keep it, but that's part of what I'm going to do on my turn, so we're good.
That's fair.
Unless I can get something cooler, then Viet, you can totally have it.
Wow.
My gift to you.
Wow.
Min-maxing. So that will be kind of what Oliver got over the past couple days. as he was looking through things. Viet, kind of at the end of that conversation, you've had your turns at the archive as well, and you've been a little bit more frustrated.
It's also probably why Oliver didn't kind of botched a couple of those rolls, because Viet came stumbling in, demanding to know where the god fingers are and things like that.
And that's the thing. Viet has not taken an actual shift. He's just every now and then walked in and just be like, how many fingers do we need? You know? But yeah, so you've gotten not a lot of information on the specific things you were talking about, other than they might have actually helped the worm like kind of dial in on his questioning, because you might have asked such a simple general question that it opened up that search parameter and gave some other things that were so vague. But he's like, whoa, hold on. Yeah, good, that. Which dialed in some of that. Where can we find weapons or things to deal with dragons, tools to cut off dragon fingers, you know, anything remotely like that. But you did, in one of your storm-ins, come away with asking about, like, just in general, the overall like construction of the city. And as you were kind of shushed one of the times, probably, let's just say by Talcia, as you stormed in, and Talcia like, would you give me a moment? Why don't you just look at the wall? You know, they made it quite nice. Just take some time.
Who did this very fine job with the stonework?
And immediately the computer actually recognizes that and gives you the information that it was a group effort between all of the citizens of Karat of the era between X and X. The years don't make a lot of sense to you, but overall it was engineered and overseen by Overseer Granton Brighthammer, the master carver of Vemdorum. And if you ask what is Vemdorum, it is the first anvil. That is the first city of the dwarven people. Viet, you have never heard of that place. But even in asking of like, all right, what is Venturum? You know, it goes into a long history of, and it wouldn't take much, especially with Talcia being there, to assume it's somewhere near where High Anvil is, up to the northwest in the mountains. It is the first city of the dwarves, deep underground under the mountains. And it is the prized jewel of the dwarven culture. This would be a surprise of more of like a straight up dwarven cultural city, a center point, part of their empire of cities within the mountains. And the years that it gives is like 10,000 years worth of history and culture, and rattles off information and names that mean nothing, but at the same time it is giving you an idea and scope of the dwarven culture goes very deep and very long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this is just making up stories or what. This is nothing my mother or grandmother were ever telling me.
I don't believe that it would make up those. I don't think it can. This is the forgotten parts of our world.
I'll help reach out and pat the wall. It is good work anyway.
Sturdy wall. Like your people.
Well made.
Indeed.
Hidden. Very fine details. Layers and layers of details.
Like an onion.
Or a golden egg.
Like a
From the other room.
Lovely. Yeah. next, Juniper. So kind of tagging on that over the course of this, when Viet is checking on Murdet, and Viet is been storming in with his random thoughts looking for an answer. Yeah, he has approached you at a certain point because you kind of start practicing the kind of the forms that Callan was showing you for like first position, second position, and of what to do with your sword. And at a certain point, Viet sees you practicing.
That is, I am not fancy like Callan was, but I can help if you wish.
Please. I know I'm not doing this right.
And I'm usually with hammers and things like this. Again, God dang. What's his name?
I mean, a hammer is just a really big, fat-ended sword, right? Kind of the same.
Damn it.
Not really at all.
Cousin. What was his name? Mick, what was his name?
Quincy?
Oh. Einkill. Einkill.
Oh, Inca.
Again.
Oh my god.
Einkill. We try not to have many bladed things around him because
I could see that. Yeah.
but if
It's just
you're doing well, but you need to do harder. You need to do harder. But watch when you swing it around that you like when you go through the movement that you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's
Here, I have my shield. I will put my shield on, and you cannot hurt me.
bang away on that shield, I guess.
All right, Viet,
Harder.
roll me a performance check, because you're trying to show her like what you're doing. And Juniper, you can roll me
Catherine.
a perception check. Or sorry, yeah.
Someone's gonna walk in on this. Ooh, perception, you say?
Performance is a flat 0 on a 15.
Perception is a 13.
Okay. So as Viet is trying to show you, and like he is putting his full attention to you, but there's a weird,
as best he can.
yeah, but it's still focused. But yeah, but it's like he gets lost in talking about Einkel and situations that change even a lesson. It's not so much a lesson. He's acting out these moments almost. And as it goes on, all of a sudden from behind, you'll just hear Theobald just like, what are you guys doing?
I'm learning how to use a sword. Can't you tell? She's just standing there with the sword, like, so just can't you tell?
Sashay away, Theobald.
Give me one moment. And he'll kind of just walk back a little bit. And then come back in and holding like fresh linens and things. Viet, correct? Viet?
Viet, yes. My mother was naming me Viet.
Perfect. I had Talsia have this place make fresh linens for Murdet. I don't know if you want to change his bedding and just make sure he's comfortable and clean everything. Just I don't know if you want this. I'm willing to help out if you want to take care of him.
Yes, that would be it. Juniper Switter, is that all right with you?
Oh, of course.
You're doing good, but harder next time. Hit harder.
Right. I don't know if that's working out for me.
Harder, like dwarf. Hard.
Yeah, and Viet, you'll take the linens
away and take the linens, and
Theobald will come in and walk up to him and be like, So you want to learn the sword?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, that's a lot easier than trying to explain your thoughts. All right. Everything he said is right. Well, some of it. There was a lot of what I heard. There was a lot of confusion.
Probably
Yes, strong.
channeling some Fenris. And you got to get your second sword in there.
I don't have an arm.
Yeah. And he talks about your foundation of like being strong and rooted to the ground, but also being flexible and balanced. And very quickly, he starts not even remotely trying to do any kind of sparring or anything like that, starts going through just drills of first position, second position, and just going through these forms of strikes, blocks, and drilling you over and over. And every now and then,
Footwork.
He'll like smack the side of your leg with his staff, and he's just like, yeah, roll me athletics. Hold on, you're getting support with advantage.
I see this going well.
Advantage.
You have an instructor who's a soldier who has done this to the point where it is second nature.
Okay, the advantage is twice as good. So 16, 18 total.
18. Yeah, you take a few steps in the right direction, and you feel like you've learned less about sword work and more about how to stand and balance yourself properly as you move. And you even once or twice might even complain about like, I don't feel like this is going to help me in a fight. And it's just like, it will, because if you get knocked down and he hits you with the staff and you drop to your back, if you can't stand on your feet, how are you going to protect yourself? And, things like that, like a real drill instructor. And you almost get a sense that this is a happy place for him. Like
beating up on me is a real like.
Yeah, but he's also, showing you and teaching you. And even at the end of it, unconsciously with that role, you have a few things where he had, like with his staff, just attacks you once or twice, kind of jumping in while you're doing your forms, and you almost unconsciously move and twist, and just like you weren't even ready for your body to react. And he's like, keep practicing this, you'll get there. This is fundamentals. If we have time, I'll show you more, but right now keep drilling this, and at least you'll be better than half the people out there with something pointy.
Thank you.
Just let him beat you up. It's good for everybody.
At the end of that, and when you have your chance, you are going to be bombarded when you take your chance at the archive.
Cool.
Because when you start asking about religion and the existing pantheon and things like that, it starts like both asking you questions because it needs clarification of what you're talking about. And as you go back and forth, and with your 8, you're not going to get a lot of context. But I will, and I'm just going to rattle this off. This is for you. Whether you remember it, write it down, whatever. There is Zeph, god of knowledge, finder of secrets. Farron, the hammer. Old Firebeard, crafter extraordinaire. Galros, the corpse king, god of death. There's Seb.
This is all getting
wave
recorded.
walker.
So.
Oh, you're right.
I am trying to have a moment here, there, Chris. I'll remember that.
Trying to save her hand.
Role. No, what she gets is what she
No,
gets.
let her suffer. He wants us to suffer.
Pity is for the weak.
Please continue, archive.
Param of the life and light, the father, Modra, mistress of magic. Those are the main ones that it hits off of first. And then there is a long list of other entities and beings that are tied to that. But those are the main ones that right off the top you get.
Okay.
Any follow-up with that? Just
Yeah, she would press further on that. Was it Param,
Param, yeah.
the father?
Yeah. The life bringer and light bringer, life bearer and light bringer.
Kind of a complicated title. The life bearer and light bringer.
Yep.
Um,
He is, if you want to make it simple, a much softer version of like Zeus.
Soft Zeus.
Well, I mean, he has a lot of in Greek mythology and all that, and it's a combination of a lot.
Zeus
of
was a
other
life
things.
bringer, so
Right,
He was.
and
He
other
was.
things.
A death and a life taker.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, he is in many ways through his like he's tied most strongly to anything of the light magic, light bringing, revealing light in the dark, hope in misery, life in where there's suffering, like all wrapped up in that.
Okay.
And he is also considered the first or the most amongst the gods of that pantheon.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably all.
Like one of the references it does make is literally the kind of quote of Param said, "Let there be light," and
Got
upon the mortal world there was. Like,
Got it.
yeah, it's a mixture of all the things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably all I can ask for.
That's
really,
fair.
With my 8.
Right. Absolutely. And all right. Maven.
Yeah.
With what you rolled, you have not spent as much time with the archive, whether it be through the fact of with how it was weird earlier and now is apparently acting differently, mistrust, or dealing with your own stuff. You've kind of secluded yourself to whether it be your room or where this kind of library research area is within this magical mansion.
I'm in the research area. Just for the record, I love libraries and I love learning, but that weird lion computer freaks me out.
I have a deep distrust of librarians at this point too.
That's fair. That is fair.
All-knowing librarians.
Yeah, fair. So during your research, for your questions and stuff like that you rolled, you rolled higher for your so you're going to be gaining information more here and locally. And ironically, other than what the worm brought in, and that has been found by them in their time before everyone showed up, you are in a library of literally everything that Telsia has ever learned. Primarily is arcane, but there is a lot of historical relevance here too. And as you're kind of doing your own research with your own books that you have and notes, and one of the times that like Telsia kind of steps to the door and lets the worm know, like, your turn. I have a headache. I'm going to go lie down for a little bit. You can do what you will. And walks off. Oliver is been looking over. Would you say the locked tome or the locked box or the actual tome, the one that was in the box with the powder, would be more interesting to Oliver.
Yeah, he'd be looking at the book. Got a pretty scary warning about the box.
Right.
So not gonna, meddling with powers we can't possibly comprehend. Better not take any unnecessary risks.
Viet would have totally offered to
Maven's
crowbar
looking
that
at
thing open.
Maven's got the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is Viet, absolutely. You don't even have to roll. You've, over the past 2 days, probably at some point,
Maybe everywhere, pestered everyone.
There might be some fingers in there. Who knows?
Yeah. What if? So
check everywhere for fingers, Viet.
Probably interrogated Leech to go through his finger collection.
Yeah, he has many.
Yeah. Which flavor of finger do you want?
Oliver, you'll take kind of push the book towards Maven and just kind of put like a bookmark in it. And it's like, all right, taking your turn to go talk to the archive and do your research. And Maven, you are alone right now. It's kind of a quiet moment for once. And roll me an investigation check, kind of as the book was shoved towards you to see what you can find.
Okay. That is a 19.
19, perfect.
Did you take the box or the book?
The book. You kind of put a bookmark in it and just slid it towards her, but you went out because she's been here for the last 2 days too, doing research.
I've been futzing with the box, but I'm gonna try to outdo everyone here. Do the most research.
And she kind of looks over the pages and starts to just like, it's a couple hours go by and your eyes are just getting sore, and this book is not the easiest to kind of decode and read and go through, and you kind of just set your head down for a moment and just a sigh of frustration, relief, and taking a moment to just not think. Yeah. And the box in front of you, all of a sudden, like you see this lock that's on it. It's just a square. It's not even, it looks like a lock, but it's a square on the edge of the box. And just one edge of it cycles and opens halfway as you just and lights up in a silvery light. It has this kind of wave ruin that shows up on that section.
Okay. 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 Maven's like, okay. Like psyching herself up. She's like, I don't know what just happened, but I'm freaking out. Okay, cool. Yes. And breathing very heavily. As one does.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
21.
Oh, so not every time, but some of the times where you're just doing this hyperventilating as you're like, oh my god. Every now and then, this like lock just.
Okay, I'm gonna breathe on this box.
You blow on the box, and literally 1/4 of the box literally cycles, opens, and it has a green, like a silvery illuminated ruin on it.
Are there other symbols on the box?
Yeah, you can now see there are 3 other symbols.
What do they look like?
Wavy lines going up, flat lines to the side.
Okay.
And very, very prominent wavy lines going across.
Okay. Okay.
And they're in 4 sections. You just released 1.
Okay. And are they placed in any particular direction, or is it just like all over the box?
It's like if anything, it was a diamond kind of square at a kilter, and it's like each section looks like it's a diamond section.
I want to investigate the box, and I want to see if any of those symbols look familiar. Familiar.
Okay. Are you investigating the box in general, or are you looking at the symbols?
The symbols.
All right. Roll me an investigation check.
Okay. 14.
It's not bad. It won't, like, you're not sure. Like, the symbols are weird. They're old. Like, but something in the back of your head makes you think like nature.
Okay. So, with that, then I'm going to try something. And if it's stupid, like, tell me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lick the box.
You're gonna lick the like.
I'm gonna lick the box.
Where are you?
I'm gonna lick the box on the little diamond. I'm gonna lick around it, but avoiding the thing that is glowing.
Okay.
I have a hunch, but I don't know if I'm right.
The box.
I lick the box. I do. I lick the box.
It's old and metallic.
Does it taste good?
No, it tastes like but all of a sudden you hit the last part of that diamond, and all of a sudden you feel some of it start to move.
I keep licking the box.
Yeah. I don't know. You look around like no one's here. And eventually a blue symbol of that super wavy ruin shows up as it turns and opens.
Oh, okay. I had a hunch. I freaking knew it. All right. Okay. What are the floors made out of? Because in my mind, in my imagination,
it's stone. The floor.
Yeah,
is stone.
I was thinking we were living in a dirt cave. So.
Oh no, this is a magical mansion.
Okay, I need dirt, and I need a fire, and I need a bug, magic. And I need.
Jesus.
I don't know. I need blood. I don't know. Maybe there's blood. Okay. I slice my palm. Just for fun.
Okay. You slice your palm and do what with it?
I put it
Take 1 point of damage.
I will. I put it on the box.
Put it on the box.
Does anything happen?
No.
It was worth a try, okay?
Yeah, okay. I'm not knocking it.
Okay. So these are elements of some sort. If we're to believe the common ones, I know what they are, but I just need to figure out how to get them. Because it seems like if I just touch the box with it, it'll open. Maybe. So... where can I find some dirt? Do I know where I'd find some dirt?
Right outside the magical doors, you could find dirt. Like,
I'm gonna go outside the magic door.
Yeah, you like walk out and step into the it's still a carved cave and all that, but it's been hundreds of years.
Yeah.
There's dust and dirt and stuff like that. You could easily kind of.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna rub it onto the little triangle.
Too bad you took a bath, Maven.
I know. I could have just rubbed it on my head. We're gonna have to update her portrait.
Yeah, as you walk in, Benson will see that pile of dirt in your hands. You're like, "Would you like that cleaned?"
No. I do hiss. I audibly hiss at Benson.
Oh, Benson is the fifth element.
Hey!
I say to him, I go, I'm on a case. Go get me some fire. Where's fire? I need fire.
Well,
and I look at him like
kind
that's
of
like,
point at all the magical sconces and like, there's fire.
Is that real fire?
It's illuminated fire.
Touch it.
puts his hand inside of it.
And it doesn't burn him.
I mean, roll me an insight.
I'm gonna roll an insight.
Oh my gosh.
Did you lobotomize him? Like, what happened to this man? A
This
5. I rolled a
Yeti.
5.
Doesn't
totally
seem to bother
imagining-
him, whatever it is.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put the box in front of the fire and I'm just gonna kiss it with the fire.
Kiss it with a fire.
Just a little one.
Nothing happens.
I'm doing it.
And
Okay.
and afterwards you kind of like, it's magical fire. It doesn't burn.
That's what I
It-
thought. Okay. Well, I have conjure flame.
Yep, you do. And so
Can I do
if
that?
if you do that in your hand and touch it to the box, another illuminates, and you have the dust in your hand, and you rub it on it, and all of a sudden, the box opens.
Maven's looking around like, I'm gonna get she's like not looking yet. She's like not looking in the box because she's like, I feel like I should tell everyone else. But at the same time, she really wants to look in the box. Like she's kind of like so looking a little bit, just a peek. Just a
You
little.
kind of, and it pops and starts to open, and it's easy to take a peek.
I look in the box.
You see what looks to be a very well-made, once upon a time, but old, knotted rope belt. And on one end, it has the multiple knots, and on the other end, it has a metal clasp, like kind of where you'd loop the knots through.
Why would anyone
And-
put a belt in a box?
And
Maven
as you
stretches
kind of
a
look
blanket.
at it more and are curious about it, you see on the metal hoop, there's inscriptions there. Some kind of runic.
Mm-hmm.
You start to look at it, and it's nothing you've ever seen before.
I rub it. Maybe Maven's thinking
Clear
like
off
maybe if
dust or yeah.
yeah, maybe I can read
And
it that
you
way.
wipe it, and like it doesn't make it any more clear. It's been
Okay.
protected in this case. But at the same time, as you look at it afterwards and keep staring, all of a sudden it seems like the runes and the lettering starts to shift and change. And then you start to hear a name in your head. And you don't even realize as you say it out loud. Century.
Oh no.
And you have this moment of vertigo.
Oh no. What have you done?
You have a moment of vertigo, this falling, like you're falling into yourself and going somewhere else, and then you're back. And as you kind of look down, you realize you've taken that belt out of the box, and it is now secured around your waist.
Point of
Oh,
order. Is it
gently.
around my coat too?
However you'd like to.
I
put it.
bet it is. Knowing Maven, it probably is.
And then you gently looking around, no one's here. Reshut the box. And you
Oh,
hear
for
it
sure.
click.
Yeah, I'm not telling anybody that happened for now.
God.
For now. All right. So that ends the last little moments between. And eventually
Any luck
the
with that box,
start
Maven?
the start of day 3, all of you kind of over breakfast are going to come together, like with the informations you have, getting a plan of what you want to do. And Theobald's first kind of suggestion from just everything is like, we should probably talk about, if we're going to go deeper towards where Oliver was talking. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's see what we want to do.
There's more information deeper, right?
Well,
I
that's the indications I'm getting, but who knows till we get there?
what are we waiting for?
Just about every one of those things that lit up on in the archive when he showed it to us is going to be useful information somehow. We just got to head towards the most useful, hopefully.
Meaning the closest.
Is the ARC repository the closest? Oh yeah, totally the closest.
That's what makes it important. No, absolutely. I'm game. Maven's like ready to go. She's got all of her gear strapped to her back. She came downstairs this morning like ready. She took another bath. Shocking. Second one all season.
All right.
Use that shishi soap. Ready to go.
Impressive. All right. Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Like what soap? Because Talsia has every scent available in the baths. Like what is the scent
Yes.
that Maven would go?
All of the above. Any botanical scent. She mixed them all together in her hands and just the bath was mostly bubbles. I'll be honest. There was very little water in that bubble bath.
You smell like my mom.
Thank you. I pat her shoulder. I say, I hope that's a good thing.
Be making sure you're downwind, so.
What wind? We're underground.
Theobald, kind of like there are currents of air that moves through.
Well, God, I hope so.
So there are vents to the surface.
You will be watching Murdet and taking care and keeping Murdet safe then? We'll go to the reap.
Yes.
The first place. And then the second place.
Repository.
Yes. That place. And then we will get the stone. And then we will come back up. And then we will go get some fingers. Yes?
Yeah. And maybe we'll find some fingers along the way.
That's what I was thinking. Let's go get some fingers.
Yeah, the worm will take care of you if we'll stay here with Murdet and we'll keep doing research, seeing what we can find if that's the plan you want to move with.
I need to talk to Leech and make sure we have I get some of those eggs.
Yeah, Leech is sitting there at the side of the table. He's just like, "Oh, right. I already got a whole bag just for you there." Yeah.
I've got some in my bag still, probably from that one mission.
Oh, those probably have gone bad by now. That was over a year ago. I gave you those.
Fermented. Tastes the same. Smell the same.
You need no.
There's fresh. There's a window. You need to get them in the window.
If you pickle them, it's longer.
Yeah.
They sure tasted pickled, Leech.
Oh no, those are right. Those are fresh.
Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna that is in my inventory. I am gonna take it out of my inventory now. I was like, I thought these were good forever.
They're like Twinkies. Most people think they are, but they're not.
Okay, secret. I've never had a Twinkie, and I look like this. That's shocking. Anyway,
have you ever baked them, Leech? When they're after they've hit a certain age, and if you bake them, they're still they're not as good. But then you bake them, and just a hint of arsenic, and
you see he takes a pat out and just
oh my God,
really,
and just a hint of rosemary.
Rosemary, all right.
Crumble up the rosemary, dried the rosemary, crumble it up
to cover the arsenic.
No,
to enhance it, really.
Viet, I gotta be honest, you're a man after my own heart. I can't tell you enough. I've only in recent time met one other person who really was a kindred soul. and he kind of looks at the group and just kind of starts to say Callan's name. He's like, no, I don't want to be so, anyway, I've got a lot of stuff that could help. I've got, some waxing, glow worms. I've got chicken extract. I've got some more battle endurance. I did manage to get some of those. The golden eggs, of course, golden eggs. We got plenty of those. Looks kind of disdainly at you, Maven, for the fact you apparently wasted the last bundle.
Ate them.
I've got red-backed. And he looks at you specifically, Viet. He's like, I've got red-backed swing spider in a canister, and I've got, and this time he actually whispers, teal horned dragget roach shell powder.
We'll look at everybody else to see if anybody else knows what's going on.
Theobald will look at him, just shaking his head, just.
I have not eaten the red spiders in the. I've not eaten.
Oh, you don't eat the red. No.
Oh,
all right,
and the
powder,
all right. Is that for tea? I've just ruined the relationship,
eggs, don't you?
I've just ruined the relationship.
You just like golden eggs, don't you?
like
all right,
my grandmother's recipe.
If
yes.
you're, I'm hurt, but I'm not going to hold it against you. Give me a moment, and he's going to walk away and walk away and go get his stuff. In that moment, Theobald's busy like, he's unique. You just gotta take the good with the bad. There's no knowing.
Now I've got a show tune running through my head. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of stuff, Benson, can you watch and make sure Leech doesn't touch any of my stuff?
Talcy will be like, of course, dear. I'm happy to look after anything important that doesn't need to be part of insect mulch.
Yeah. And then Worm's got a huge chest filled, his Pioneer kit filled with all of his like archaeologist tools and stuff. And he's just to be safe, he double locks it.
Yeah.
Puts everything away.
Tapes a hair across the drawer.
Leech will come back dragging his pack, which is like a cabinet attached to a backpack. All right. I'm just gonna offer what I have because I get it. Not all of you appreciate everything I offer. Not all of you understand. I get it, but I'm here to help. All right. I've got 2 waxing glowworms. They'll help you if you can't see in the dark places. I know not all races are good at that. All I say is I need the egg sac that they leave and discharge after. I have some chiga extract. That's a nice topical. What? No. Which one? The chiga? No. You let them crawl inside your ear. They attach to your eardrum, and
so that you
can
attach
singing in the dark.
And they feast off your blood and your wax in your ear. And as they do, they actually increase your hearing to such a extreme amount. For 24 hours, you have blind sight. You can see 60 feet around you just by the feeling in the ground. But at the end of it, after a few days, there'll be a little waxy little sack. They lay their eggs as they die. Bring that back. That's how they reproduce, and I can make more. They don't hurt you. I just appreciate, it's a symbiotic, relationship. The chiga extract, that one, if you ever get, there are things out there that'll turn you, literally to stone. Rub it on you.
It will not have said at this point.
Get rid of that. Very useful. stone chiggers specifically. You can't just do it with any chigger. It has to be the stone chiggers. I've got, and he'll kind of count. He's like, I've got 4 potions of refined battle endurance. The golden eggs. I've got 1 spell rush. Not sure any of you casters out here, if that's a thing you could use. It's enhanced spell rush. It'll give you a little extra juice to your casting. The red-backed swing spider,
which is not being for eating.
Correct. It is inside. You gotta feed it. You gotta at least once a day throw some food or something in there.
Is it like crackers?
No. Right. Plants. Leaves, anything along those lines. Occasionally another insect, something not bigger than it. Right. But
Is it just
you
a
can
pet,
no, it spins web, and the canister collects it like a reel, like on a fishing line. It can hold 5 times probably any of you's weight, and it'll retract. So you can throw it out. It'll connect up to 100 feet. Give it a little tug, and it'll retract up. It has memory in the actual silk the spider makes.
It will hold his hand out. I can be taking care
that
of that.
actually
I
sounds
did.
pretty
I
cool.
rappelled down a mountain with one of those. I can attest to its efficacy.
What?
Right? Oh,
You already have
you
one.
still have yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm
You've
just saying
you've
it
been feeding
works. Yeah. Have I been feeding it?
You got a fucking dead canister, don't you?
No, I definitely don't, because Maven would never let an animal in her care die.
Would
Not. I love spiders.
roll me a nature check for just in general.
Mhm.
A lot of shit's happened over the
You're
last
right. You're
year.
right.
True.
You're right.
We've been in
If
a
it's-
desert with no greenery.
Oh,
That's a nat 20 plus 5, 25.
Oh,
That is
we've been
amazing. And I'll
Plucking
say
leaves
that
out of
thing
her
was in
hair, and
perfect
feeding it
condition
to-
right up to the desert.
Oh yeah.
I
job,
have a
Maven.
coat made
Yep.
of
No,
grass.
and if you're willing to sacrifice some of that living,
yes.
yes, you still have one. Quick
There's a hole in your coat, but you have a spider.
Yeah.
That's worth
Yeah,
it
you
to
got
me.
a shoulder that's open.
That's fine. Me too. Matt, life imitates art.
There you go. But yeah, it probably has seen better days, but it is not dead. It is, it's not the diet it would like. It hasn't had an insect lately. And
I should catch a
upon
bug.
that, he'll be like, for God's sakes. And he'll kind of throw you a little, like canister that once you look at it, there's like just a big cockroach in it.
Nice.
I'm sorry, the spider is bigger than that.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's big.
Oh yeah.
It's huge.
Think of it like a tarantula met a daddy long leg.
Oh,
They're
no
really
longer
nice.
interested.
No, they're really nice. Like they are. We stand. We absolutely stand.
Oh yeah, no.
I connect the
June is not afraid of
canisters.
spiders.
It's feeding time, baby.
It might
So
sound
Maven's
crazy,
taking both
but
canisters then?
No. I'm
Oh.
just feeding the spider I have with the
Are you
cockroach.
taking the other one, Viet?
He would have
I'll
offered.
take one. I don't want to be
Yep.
greedy, but I'll take one.
Worm can
Yeah.
have it.
All right. You've got a red-backed swing spider canister.
It's this stuff looks crazy yet, but I can vouch for some of it. Nothing surprises me. I'm a scientist.
And then he holds up, and you can see a certain level of pride as he holds up this small, it looks like a little container of like lip balm, and he just gently opens and holds it away from everyone, and he just kind of tilts it, and you can see this glittery bluish green powder, and this teal horned dragon roach shell powder. this, and he screws it back on. This is the real stuff. No imitation, nothing you're getting off the streets. I've got one that sheds once a year. So this is rare stuff, guys. Take the powder. There's enough for one use. Give it a good snort up the nose. You will dull every sense in your body to damage. You won't feel a thing for about 5 minutes. Mechanically speaking, by imbibing this powder, you are immune to all damage for 5 minutes. You still have to track all damage incoming. It doesn't matter how much you take. You're fine. You're conscious. This has enough adrenaline, enough everything that it keeps your body moving. But if at the end of those 5 minutes you are at 0 hit points or below, you're down.
I think we should give that to June. Personally. You're very important to us, and you make sure the rest of us stay alive.
You also have 4 levels of exhaustion at the end of it.
Jeez.
Not super into
but
the.
For 5 minutes, you are immune to all damage.
Or
You
maybe
can stay
he is.
conscious. You can take 1,000 damage. But at the end of the 5 minutes, you want to be above 0. Otherwise, you take immediate, all of the death saving throws that would be required to get to the level of damage you would be at. And it's 1 death save for every 10 below 0.
Maybe we just.
I think I don't want to exhaust your supply if it takes that long to make it.
Oh, right. Oh, no. I've been keeping this for me, but you never know if you're in a pinch.
I think I'm good.
But you see, okay.
Yeah, we'll hold his hand out for it.
Yeah.
Yet, for the golden eggs, I expect you to appreciate them. This is rare. Don't take it lightly. This kills people. You'll feel amazing like a god. And put it in your hand. It takes an action to use. For 5 minutes, you are immune to all damage, but you still have to track all incoming damage. At the end of the 5 minutes, whatever damage done bleeds in.
Yeah, we'll nod very seriously and put it in his component pouch.
As you put it in a component pouch, truth be told, highly addictive as well.
Great.
Oh,
Right.
wonderful. Yes, of course.
Shocking.
Well, I mean, you feel like a god, you're going to want it again.
Let's go to the archives. Good Lord.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to talk to the gods too, because you're going to go see them.
And then I will take
Sorry.
their fingers.
There you go.
will.
Ooh.
We've got nothing better to do.
They better hope I don't die 4 minutes with 1 minute left to go.
Oh my God.
All right.
Um,
So
Before we all head out, I would want to take Theobald aside.
Okay.
And just ask him sort of point blank. Is there actually hope for Murdet?
what do you mean?
Viet thinks we can still help him. Can we?
Maybe. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. If we do, I mean, if you guys are successful and I mean, we are able to bring down this bubble around. I think that'll let the magic back in that the gods had given to us, and I think there's less of a limit. And so, yes. But I'll put you this way so you can maybe sleep a little better at night. And you see him kind of just take a little side glance towards where Talsia is at, helping everybody get ready. I also have the choice to trade places too. So do you, to that extent. It doesn't take the number down. You're just trading. If we need to, I can.
Don't do that.
I won't do it unless I have to. And if it brings Callan back the right way, I will.
How would you know that?
You see kind of a sad smile, and he's like, a little girl told me to have hope.
I just don't want it to be false hope.
You never know until afterwards. That's that side of Callan where you have to roll the dice.
Fine. Just don't do anything stupid.
How can I if you're taking all the stupid with you, looking towards Viet?
Well, that's not very nice.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I'm not, like, if you haven't noticed, I'm not an amazing person. You should talk to Talsia. She's at least better at faking it.
No, she's
It's kind of what I was thinking.
Making it
She is, if she has to.
Faking it doesn't mean you're a better person. It just means you're better at hiding that you're not.
Hang on to that.
and she's an asshole.
Most people are. Hey,
I love her.
be careful out there. And make sure you keep your right side up higher because you're dropping your right guard.
Yeah, well, I didn't ice my shoulder after that
Well, you should have.
hit it harder session. So
We'll come back so I can hit the left side to even you out.
no, I'm okay.
Okay, Dad.
Fine. And we go.
All right, you all head out, heading towards the Ark repository.
Pocketing some biscuits and
Biscuits.
whatever else on the way out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bag,
it's
Galton.
brunch.
Triple checking
By the way,
the Galton egg bag.
Yeah. you have 75 Galton eggs.
Woo. Jesus H.
I'll just
That's
pop one
enough.
on the way out.
You're good for today. Like, boom.
Nasty.
I can't believe you like those. I mean, I can, but I can't.
They just don't look like food.
They're not food. They're not
They have-
food, June. They are the opposite of food.
Back.
All right. I once again need initiative from the group.
16.
Jeez, we're just chasing each other. I also have a 16.
I have a 7.
And I've got a 14.
Roll again.
Yeah, both of you roll again, please.
And do
5.
8.
Wow.
All right.
Hey, we
All right.
we aren't that eager, I guess, after all.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
We are going to have to sleep on the ground again. So
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, you are
Very
back
bad.
to old ways of traveling. And
Very,
Um,
very that.
so you have multiple days of travel here. You are avoiding the Kruthiks and other things that might be taking up residence here. You are also dealing.
Would we have gotten a brief description of what the Kruthiks,
Oh, yeah.
Kruthiks. And absolutely. Oliver has seen them, dealt with them a little bit. They are about anywhere between the size of a medium-sized dog for your young Kruthiks to the size of like a dining room table. Of these kind of spindly, cockroachy, like grasshoppery insect creatures.
Those weird green cricket things. Ugh.
I mean, they're more grayish, but yeah, they're not awesome. They're insects. They straight up are. They sense movement in the ground. That's how they see. Otherwise, they don't have eyes. They burrow. So a lot of times you don't know you're in a nest or an area unless they, emerge. But also because you're in the city and depending on where you're at, it's not just dirt and stuff that's caved in. You're in hallways and stuff like that. So sometimes you hear them moving around beforehand. There are also, there are some areas that you've been told through Oliver being told by Theobald, there are goblins in the area that have taken up residence. There is also some defenses.
Friendly ones, like Leech?
Nope. Shitty, primitive versions of Leech.
Leech's nasty cousins.
Yeah. And then you do have the occasional wandering monster, which Theobald says he has only encountered one, but they have had some close calls of things that they didn't know what it was. But just think that some kind of monster that's like the wandering minotaur type of things that just they live here, they feed off of other things, and they're not awesome.
Today is a good day.
Yeah, what that is.
So normal skill check challenge is going to apply. This is going to take many hours and days to accomplish getting from A to B because it's not a straight shot. It's not hallways. It is going through weird sub passages and tunnels and caverns leading back into the city. All of that. Each of your turns, you'll be describing how during your part of that journey, whether you want to say it's hours or that day, whatever it is, it just adds to the length, what you are doing to help accomplish avoiding danger, staying quiet, and getting to your goal. You will need at least 10 successes, and there are 4 failures on this one.
Okay.
So, top of the round, we have Oliver. You are taking the lead, explaining all of the things that you've already seen and been told about as you're leading the way. What are you doing?
Okay, so in that vein, I think I will use my history check to basically do a lore dump for everyone's benefit.
Love it.
So we just have a general better perception and idea of the way to advance forward.
I like it. Roll me a history check.
So that was a 13.
Okay. 13.
Which is very disappointing for Oliver.
I get it. And maybe you focused on some parts more than others, but that will be a failure. So as you are kind of explaining the dangers, especially the Kruthiks are the ones that you start to really focus on that you've personally dealt with. You've been told of other things, but those are the ones that you've seen. During that, there is a collapse in the tunnel that you are traveling through. Half the group is cut off from each other. Oliver and Viet are on one side of the tunnel. Juniper and Maven on the other side. You are pretty sure these catacombs will rejoin up with each other, but on the other side, you do, Juniper and Maven, hear heavy, loud footsteps moving through, which is probably what caused this cave-in. You're not sure what it is. It sounds very monstrous and weird. But that is now the problem with that first failure as we move on. Yet, it is.
Hold on. We'll get to you.
Is this something that Viet pulling out his trusty crowbar / shovel and as an athletics check could dig through and dig a hole through this tunnel collapse?
It is very possible. Yeah. Athletics. So to start digging through, roll me athletics, please.
And do I get a advantage with using my crowbar?
Yep, yes, you do.
They're both 12s. Plus 7 would be a 19.
19. That is a success. So you start to dig furiously and yelling at them to stay calm, stay here, don't leave the area. And Oliver is trying to help and clear off the dirt that you're kind of
very
shoveling
clearly,
behind
they
you.
need to stay calm.
Yeah.
We're like,
yeah.
Really?
On the other side, you keep hearing.
Viet would 100% be panicked and
Yeah. And
getting the party
just
split up. Like this is
as-
triggering. This is a lot of.
Yep. Just as you manage to dig that last scoopful out, and all of a sudden Juniper's hand shoves through the gap that is created. Juniper, it's your turn as a new hole has been remade back in the way you were traveling, and you hear the sounds of footsteps coming in your direction.
great. I'm gonna go for some good old survival to get us out of this, like to figure out how. Let's see here. I think if I can use survival. How big is the hole? Is it like collapsing? Is this loose dirt or is this like?
I mean, it's a mixture of rock and dirt and stone, carved stone. Like it collapsed.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
been here for a long time.
So I definitely want Maven to get through there first.
Oh.
So you tell me if it's either like survival to sort of like, I don't know, make the hole bigger or like, that's all I can think of is like survival. Just try and get through this.
I'll
hole.
say if you roll me a survival, you can use it to judge if that hole that has just been dug, if it is sound worthy for to hold.
There we go.
itself.
Yes, it's not just going to collapse back on top of her.
Please,
That
please. The
is-
dwarf
If you
is
have the time.
insulted.
So that is a 18 total.
18. So that is a
18.
success. And you kind of real quick see the way that Viet has been digging this, and you see just as you reach through, pushing the loose dirt, as you can hear that shovel scooping away, and you just are digging yourself, and all of a sudden push through and feel his hand. And some of it is cleared away as you see Viet taking one stone and sliding it to the side, creating a support, and is starting to pull you as you kind of hold him back and grab Maven and start to shove her in front of you. But you get the sense that absolutely, as this frantic digging has been going on, there might be somebody who's in the know who's been making sure it's been supported.
Okay.
Maven, you are being shoved towards a hole, and Viet's on the other side. What are you doing? As you can hear and coming closer to the point where you had your back to Juniper as she's digging, and you are almost getting ready to go into defensive mode because whatever it is getting very close. And then suddenly Juniper is grabbing your cloak and pulling you towards the hole, and you're going through.
I'm gonna do. Okay. I think potentially. Tell me if it's not. I think I could do this stealthily and pull June with me.
I don't know about. Just make me
Acrobatics, maybe?
Convince me.
Okay, okay.
Either
So
way.
what we really want to do is make sure that we get through this hole and whatever's coming doesn't know that we went through the hole, right? So I'm thinking pull June with me, grab her by like the bicep or something and just her through, just with me. And then
Is the
hopefully
focus to get you through stealthily or make June come now?
make June come now.
So that'd be more physical.
Physical, yeah.
So
Athletics, acrobatics.
Yeah, she just did a survival. So you
Okay.
could do athletics, acrobatics, whatever you'd like.
I think acrobatics because Maven's going to have to contortionize herself very small to get us both through the hole at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me that acrobatics.
I don't I don't want that one. I
You
don't
do
want
have
that one.
inspiration still.
That's a 10. That's a 10.
It's okay.
We're stuck in this hole together.
I'm so sorry, Jude.
So
If I die,
as
I'm happy
June
to die by
grabs
your
you
side.
and pulls you forward, hearing how close it is, you immediately try to no, we're both getting out of here. And you twist as she pulling her forward. And it would have been perfect if you could have twisted the right way. But instead, both of you are kind of locked at the hips through this hole. Both your legs sticking out one end, both
Oh
your
my God.
arms and head out the other.
That sucks.
She's just like crap.
That's
Um,
the worst.
So that's 2 successes and 2 failures.
Oh no.
Oliver, top of the round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. We'll get you. All right. So Oliver, while he was sure-footed, while he was talking about history and stuff, now he's just panicking. But he'll use his scientific. I'm going to use my scientific mind and figure this thing out. And the best way to either leverage or push
Nice.
Maven and Juniper so that we can help them get free using investigation.
All right,
Come on,
yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me investigation.
That is a dirty 30.
Oh,
Dirty 30. Yeah. Oh.
It's not even a nat
Holy.
20.
Maven,
fail.
exhale, June.
Okay, trust me.
I do.
Okay.
So yeah, Oliver comes running up there and starts all right, we gotta get this. And he pokes the dirt next to both of you, shakes his head. You gotta trust me. Both of you, I need you to hug each other and then take a deep breath in and then just go stiff as a board.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You both kind of do that.
Immediately.
1, 2, 3. Boom.
Yep. And suddenly you both go shooting out of there as for sure. Let's go with Maven. You feel something start to grab your boot as you come popping out of the hole.
Did it get my boot?
Nope. You just felt like just the just something getting
Yikes.
the edges as you pop through the hole. That is a
Oh.
success.
Big yikes. Don't want that.
Viet, you're right there as Oliver came running back and grabs and gives them instructions and yanks and pulls, and the dirt starts to cave in right around just the section. It seems like he poked a few spots and the dirt started to fall back in a little bit, just obscuring the other end of the tunnel.
Is it completely sealed?
No, not at all. And you
Okay.
do hear some
Bonus
kind
action
of
shift. Bonus action, shift the pick into a battering ram, and then I'm gonna start slamming into those rocks and fill up the rest of that hole.
Oh, okay. So what are you trying to do?
Athletics, battering ram, advantage on strength checks to knock down door or barrier.
Advantage then, seeing as you're using a battering ram.
That would be a 30-21.
Yeah, that one
Lord.
support that you slid into, like kind of lifted this broken piece of stone to support the area. You just start hammering into it as it starts to fall and break down around it. And right as you hit it the last time and it pushes in towards the other side, you do see out of the hole like a clawed hand start to come out just as the stone and dirt crumbles down around it, and you start to run with that battering ram turning back into
How many fingers?
How many fingers?
Oh my God.
That's a very good question. Let me roll because
Viet is going to start a finger collection, and it's going to be so amazing.
Oh my God. Wear it around your neck like a necklace.
in that moment you actually see it has 9 fingers coming.
9?
Oh my.
Cool. Fingers.
You want my dagger?
Hand axe.
Oh my
It's
God.
not your turn right now. If you want to hang out and go for it, you absolutely
You
can.
absolutely should.
We'll hold and see here.
Or
So he's not going to turn and run just yet.
Absolutely
When he
may
sees
try.
the fingers coming out, it's the first thing that's going to pop.
I get you.
onto his head,
I'm
so.
with you. All right, Juniper, you
Yes.
and Maven are stiff as a board, getting shot out somehow. Weird pressure and dirt. You both land together
Pressure.
and look at each other, look at Oliver, and then you see Viet start to wham. What are you doing?
I would like to, I suppose, look around frantically, not so frantically, and try and see what the best course of action for getting as far as possible away from this spot is. So I guess can I use perception to see?
Okay, to see.
Very
see?
that. Very.
To see in the dark. To
Oh, great.
It's 10.
10. It's a freaking 10.
Wax earwigs, I hear, are very, very good for these things.
My eyes are a
They
little full of dirt.
absolutely probably would have helped and no one took those.
I have dark
So-
vision.
I do too.
Yeah, great. Just saying. Blind sight, 60 feet.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought that was on a bag. Did we not take that whole thing?
He held out individual things for and you had to say, I want them.
We would have taken the adrenaline shots and the spell rush, wouldn't we have?
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
Now
I thought we
we're
were-
interested.
I
Yeah.
thought we were taking like he was giving it
Yeah,
to
I
us.
thought
I
we
like in a
had
said
it.
he
bag.
was setting them out one at a time.
I thought he was just telling us we could have it all.
Sorry, Scott. I
No,
misunderstood.
they're his thing. We'll
That's
talk
fine.
about it
That's
later.
fine.
We'll talk about it
I
later.
misunderstood what you were offering there.
It's
Or what
quite
you-
all right. I was surprised that people didn't take certain things when I told them. That's why I was like, okay.
We assumed it was
we'll
getting
get
handed
to it.
off. Sorry.
It's okay. All right.
Anyway.
So
That
that
is
is
like
I'm glad we had
4
this conversation so
successes.
that we
Yeah.
can talk about it later.
4 successes and 3 failures.
Oh,
1
no.
remaining. Everything is going swimmingly.
Terribly.
All right. So, Jennifer, as you look around, you start taking off in a direction. You think it is the right, like, it is the most logical
do a
choice. And you start heading down it, and behind you, you do hear someone's like, oh, no, the wrong way. And all of a sudden, the floor drops out from below, and you start falling through a tunnel.
Awesome.
Maven, as you look up, you're actually the one with your dark vision who, as she takes off running, you can see like the ground looks weird up ahead. And you're like, oh, I wouldn't go. And you see her drop.
Listen, I have dark vision too, and I didn't see it.
It's retroactive dark vision. You have to be watching someone else do it for it to work.
And you rolled low. So back off.
I got dirt in my eye.
Yeah. You got yanked through a hole.
Yeah.
That happens to the best
Been
of
there,
us.
sister. If I had $1.
So, Maven, you see
Yeah.
this happen.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm pissing my pants. No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
That is not a skill I have.
it is. It's a
is
free,
it a free action?
It's not
It is a
performance.
free action,
That's
but it's
Yeah.
not a
performance.
skill.
I did not
Everyone
bring extra pants, Maven, Corpse Flower, Amanita, Lady of
took Viet
Thorns.
long enough to find the pants he's got now.
All right. Okay. I'm going to try to do this. And if you don't let me do it, I'm going to freak out. I'm just kidding.
Fair.
I want to roll Arcana and I want to mold Earth and bring Juniper back up.
I like that.
The druid
I rolled a
wants
21.
to do things. Oh,
So
okay.
I feel like you should let me do it.
Totally. So as you see Juniper drop and you're like, ah, you just jam your fingers down into the earth and all of a sudden the like Juniper's head comes popping back up as dirt with fingers sticking out of it, of like stalactite mounds of dirt, mimicking your fingers in the ground come up. And as you see the ground kind of solidify there, you pull your hands out and the 5 fingers kind of just,
That's
and
so
you
cool.
see Juniper like,
Okay, that was cool as hell.
You're welcome.
that is another success.
Thank God.
Thank God.
I can't lose you, June. No, not allowed. I won't
Oh.
have it. I simply
right.
won't.
She might have to try to heal somebody.
Exactly. And I got rid of all my healing spells.
Oliver,
this
you are
week,
up.
So
Okay, so we've got those hazards appearing. I am going to just maneuver around the halls and the walls, helping everyone move along. I've got dark vision and blind sight for 10 feet, so using athletics, just having the hand to assist people by any hazards.
Yes. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Roll that athletics.
Come on. That's a 25.
Ooh.
Lovely. So yeah, as there's a few spots that as Oliver's helping everyone and like moving ahead and then just checking things, and he's like, all right, step on that stone, don't step on that one, and like just moving through. And even a couple times, even after everyone's moved past safely, you see him as you can hear whatever it is coming from behind. You see him like take like a long stick or a stone and something and throw it back where he told everyone not to fall. Like a pit drop opens up and it's like down a tunnel going somewhere, or part of it collapses, limiting the amount of room. Like he's like, I think there might have been some things here like security that have been compromised, but we could like use them to our advantage as long as we don't like mess with them. And you all keep moving, limiting the distance or adding to the distance between you and whatever is pursuing behind you. Viet, you're up. You're all moving through these tunnels, sometimes open caverns.
Had the hand axe and next time, and then hustled after that.
Do you want a finger? Because we can still retrograde because a lot's happening then if you wanted to.
No, he'll
I'm just throwing it out there.
If he can get one without
I'm
slowing
willing
down the
to
group.
let you try.
Yeah. He would like to try to get a finger.
You can't use athletics now.
Oh, you as a skill towards a skill challenge?
Yeah, sir.
Then he'll look at it, he'll think next time, and then he'll look after the group.
Fair. Okay. So as you've been
I don't know what else I would use for it other than like intimidation or something like that, trying to scare back.
you would intimidate the fingers off of this.
Chop the finger, intimidate the thing. But anyway,
Ooh,
next
that's
time.
not bad.
Next time, and he'll run after them, and he will be, as we're moving along, Yokchenya, like the shadows, and casting Pass Without Trace as a stealth move.
Ooh, and I'd say you get advantage to this.
Oh, yeah.
You're casting a spell that gives you a +10, so either take the +10 or take advantage. Your call.
Rolling stealth? I'll take the plus 10.
Yeah, I would too. I would too.
Which would give us an 8. Plus 10. So 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 10 is 23.
Very nice.
Dang.
So yeah, as you
On me again.
follow the group, even though there was a part of you that saw an opportunity for multiple fingers, kept moving with the group as it was slowed down, and then as Oliver was kind of helping you navigate and avoid traps and avoid obvious pitfalls and things like that, Viet comes up and uses a little of that ranger magic and wiping across the brow Simba, and leads the group even more silent as some of that nature magic kind of softens your footfalls, and you start to put that distance between even the sounds of that creature that has been digging and trying to follow. You made your way past that area of the danger. What do you do as you continue to journey now? Next will be Juniper.
Yeah. Are we still in the?
You're still in this.
Still in the
You still have.
challenge. Right.
It's just you're past that immediate danger. So
Great,
how
great,
do you
okay.
keep talking about what are the things you discover along the way? What obstacles?
Yeah. So I would like to, if you would let me, just sort of monitor everybody's like emotional status. Like, hey, Viet, you doing okay in this like enclosed space? It seems to be like just kind of bolstering him with like, hey, it's gonna be okay. We're all here with you.
So we're thinking inside, I'm guessing.
Yeah, if that's okay. Just
Absolutely.
kind of like,
yeah. You're momming a little bit.
I'm momming a little bit, you know.
Momming a little
Like especially Viet, because she knows he's not
Yeah.
super excited.
Yeah, no, we're down in the dark in the tunnels being chased by something. This is
Right, yeah. 25 is the roll.
nice.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. As everyone's traveling, you notice like Oliver, he's fine. If anything, he's happy here.
He's like happy.
Yeah. Maven's okay. She's, like the few close calls, but at the same time, she doesn't seem any worse for wear. Viet, you 100% can see is having moments where when he's not distracted by that immediate task of now move, something's a problem. The second it starts to get quiet and the group's just moving without being harassed, you see his like the darting eyes and just that
Rapid breathing.
tap,
Yeah.
tap.
Like fingering
you start to
his beard, the feather in his beard.
Mhm.
and yeah, you kind of, even if it's whether it be talking to him about it or just literally trying to distract him a little bit, you seem to calm him down specifically a little bit. It's still there. He knows where he is, but at the same time, you're giving him something to focus on. Where you're asking of like what his thoughts are on where we're at, and like, is there a better path we should be taking? And you're just kind of giving him little exercises to work on.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good ideas. Maven, you're up next.
I am. So, all right. I'm ready. Okay. What do I see in front of me? Is this an action to look? Is looking?
No, this is one of those where you have narrative license to tell me you're in big caverns, little caverns, tunnels within the city. Like it's been here for a long time. It could be many things. So tell me the skill you want to use and what is the obstacle that you're using to help the group keep moving forward, avoiding danger and overcoming.
I want to try an insight check.
On what?
My own internal compass. And I want to try to help lead us to where we're going. I'm like, I don't want us to backtrack. I don't want us to make any loops back to where we were. It's not necessarily that I want to get us to the destination. It's that I don't want us to backtrack where we've been.
I would say survival would be closer to that. Otherwise, insight was just used.
That's fine. Oh, sorry.
So you can't use the same one that was just used.
Yeah. Might be. I got a 12 anyway. So
is that with survival?
Yeah.
Okay. That would
Sorry,
be our
guys.
4. Do you want to use your
Yeah,
inspiration?
I have 1 inspiration left, and honestly, I'll use it and we'll see what happens. Bitch, that's a nat 20 plus 2, 22. Let's go. Let's go. Reed. Thank
Good
you,
use of
Reed.
the
Give me more
inspiration.
inspiration for next week because I'm out of inspiration. Anyone who's watching right now, tweet us, Facebook us, #inspiration. Give me some inspiration because I keep using it every session because I roll like garbage, or send me new dice. Up to you.
And you're reckless.
Very that. Very that. I need to use my physical dice, Catherine. I've been using digital dice and they're garbage. I should get my real dice. That would be
Never
so
trust
smart.
the computers.
Honestly. They
Until she
fail.
decides those are garbage too.
Yeah.
No, your dice always did me well. I will say that.
They
were weighted.
Nat 20, which is worth 2 successes.
Yeah.
You make your way through this area.
When's the last time we've succeeded on one of these
I know.
fantastically
remember
built?
ever.
What 10 out of you have to win 10 out of 14 tries. Like what's I don't know what those odds are because that's a lot of math, Scott. But that's a lot of math, and plus whatever the DC is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the DC this time was 17.
What
Jesus.
the?
So as you all make your way through here, and using kind of perception and survival skills of looking around and following the signs of both roots that have been growing and seeing the way the plants grow and the way that like the natural flow of plants, because they go with the flow, as well as where water's available, where there's light, where there's movement, and also watching the area of where there are tracks, where there's not tracks. Maven makes some adjustments to the group as we're moving, and suddenly you all enter a large hallway, 15 feet high by about 20 across. And you start moving through, and there is a doorway that is open to your right as you're going down this hall that is illuminated. And as you turn the corner inside, you see that leonine illusionary figure who's standing, hands crossed in front of him. Oh, you all made it. I've been waiting here. It's one of the few systems between here and where you were that I can assist you with. Welcome to the Ark Repository.
Yeah.
Upon entering, you will see you are in a very large room, and there is a lot of alchemical stations that look like they're in a kind of varied degree of disarray. There are workstations that have crystals and things like that, some broken, some not, have pieces of metal and armaments. Like it is like you can tell over the hundreds of years and the way things were left, things are not left in like pristine condition by any means. But on one side of the wall, there is a sparse looking open locker system that does have different items sitting there. And as you look through, you do see there is a case, very slim. Think like those nice, not nice, cheap, but nice, poker sets with all the poker chips and all that, those cases like that, about that long shape and size.
Sweet, a gun.
Yeah. A very long, like rectangular box. There is a really cool kind of dark, like black and green looking leather bag. And then there is, it almost looks like inset, there's where you can see there are slots that are missing, and then one that looks like it's almost like a belt buckle in it. And then you do see there are a few different, like, looks like almost standard looking, very ornate looking, but like daggers and swords and all that in like set in. And then there's a big separation with a lot of open slots with 2 of these weapons dug into them, like in a sheath within the locker system. Very quickly, and I'm going to go through this quickly. As you kind of look through it and very interested looking at this, the case has sun rods, which work just like torches, except they are rechargeable. They work every day. You don't have to throw them away. You shake them up like a crack stick or something like that, and they illuminate the area. In the long rectangular case, there is what is called a immovable rod. Take it, place it in position, click it, it will not move no matter what happens. Click it again, it will move. The cool black leather bag, it's about the size of like a backpack with a drawstring on the top. It is a bag of holding.
Oh.
Whoa.
The belt buckle is what's called dynamic dragon guard armor. It will protect you against dragon breath weapons, give you advantage against them, and help you be less fragile in the face of a dragon breath weapon, let's say. And then the 2 weapons that are in the sheaths and the locker system are Dragonbane weapons. They do extra damage against dragons, except they are all of these are experimental. So as cool as they are, they do have flaws. And it is unknown flaws because they haven't been tested.
Sweet.
But we can go. What?
Is there any way to intuit from the information we've got so far on what experiments needed to be done?
Potentially, yeah. And we can dive a little bit more into that. Plus, if anyone has particular questions that maybe we can go into and explain later. We're right at that time, and we've hit a new leg of this journey. We're going to stop there. We'll rejoin this as the group has successfully done a skill check challenge.
Finally.
I'm so proud of all of you. That's where we're going to stop for this week. Yeah, there was a monster coming behind you, which I was so excited, but also like, oh, please don't let them encounter it. Yeah, so we'll start back here next Friday at 7 o'clock Central Time.
Ooh,
that was real close.
3 of us got it.
3 of you were on. That being said, we do have a fun little episode that'll be out on Sunday at 7:30 Central Time. And that was that little moment that Maven had when unconsciously saying century, and a multi-class feature that is going to be opening up in the near future to Maven. So if you want to see a potential Warlock deal unfold, I would recommend watching at 7:30 on Sunday. Join the chat. I will be there myself as well.
I will be there too. It was so much fun to record this little one-off. So be there or be square. You're going to be really confused next episode if you don't watch it. So
yeah,
come hang out.
It will help. And then on top of that, even more exciting in my opinion, Chris, our Mad Hammer, has been working restlessly during our Christmas vacation and all of that little off on a new intro for the show. And it's so awesome. And I'm so excited to see it.
Yes.
And we will have that next episode.
So excited. We look
next
so good.
Friday at 7 o'clock Central. New intro, and it's going to be awesome. So come check it out.
Okay, one last thing. We're in this place with a bunch of lockers. It's a locker room. I am going to snap everybody else with a towel.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I have a towel +2.
Fair. And this is the right place for it. It really is.
I like it. I like it.
Awesome. I love it. However, you get inspiration for next episode. Who knows? You might want to use it.
Oh,
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for the locker room. Why not?
So
This
good.
character doesn't have any. So yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. Have a great week. Stay warm, stay safe, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
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 Wow.
We stand
Yeah.
a warlock.
Is everybody multi-classing except for me? Like, is that what?
No, well, I mean, Chris already is multi-classed. He's taking another level in it. And I was like, yeah, it was just more of like, I wanted to make sure everyone knew where we're at. And there is a lot of potential in this city of like, this is a great place for if you were thinking of multi-classing, I can make things happen that would make sense for your character.
Sorry,
Yeah.
did I miss? Are
Super
we all
excited.
leveling up?
Yeah.
Very soon. Technically,
not right-
milestone wise,
not for
you
next
all
time.
have.
Okay.
It's coming very soon. It was
Okay.
just like technically where everything happened at the end of the separation with Callan and all that.
Yep.
You
No,
all
that
hit
was,
a milestone.
that was fine. I was
I'm just
I was
looking for in
distracted and,
story where it makes sense.
Cool.
So like
hold on.
next episode,
That's-
I'll be touching.
We're back. How?
Oh yeah,
Hi.
we're on.
You're getting some behind the scenes conversation.
How long
Oh.
have you been listening?
Yeah.
How rude.
Rude.
That's
I hope
us.
you didn't
That's
hear
us
my
on
stomach
Twitch
mouth.
right now.
For real, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Easter eggs.